What is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I'm doing my review for Season 8, Episode 8 of The Walking Dead, which was titled How It's Gotta Be, of course, the mid-season finale. We got a lot to talk about today, so I'm going to go over my criticisms, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, which is obviously criticisms, and also some kind of future predictions as well, maybe even some just feedback and kind of talking back to the feedback of the community. I'm going to do a video where I read a bunch of hate comments on The Walking Dead, which is going to be fun, just to, reading hate comments, mainly the reviews on IMDb, maybe some 4B's reviews, just shit reviews of the season, and we'll check that out in another video. But today I want to talk about the finale. So overall, I loved it. I really did. It was incredible, actually. Everything about it. I mean, there was a lot about it I enjoyed. I enjoyed the soundtrack, for starters, was amazing. The fact that they brought back Carl's theme, which is like the one that you heard when around the time Lori died, the one that you heard when he was what's it called? When he was getting the gun from Rick in season 2, when Rick was giving the gun. It's just like the Carl's main theme song, and it's a beautiful, beautiful tone. The fact that they brought it back was awesome. They had some other amazing soundtrack pieces. Just incredible soundtrack. I don't know what the hell The Walking Dead does with their soundtrack, but they have the greatest soundtrack, I think, in history of any show, movie that I've ever seen in my entire life, to be completely honest. Bear McCreary, man, he is a genius. He is an artist that deserves to be praised in every way, shape, and form for his incredible soundtracks. Incredible. Soundtrack was one thing I enjoyed. Acting was amazing. Everyone destroyed their performance. Lauren Cohan did an amazing job as Maggie. Andrew Lincoln, as always, for Rick. Michonne actually did a pretty damn good job. Carl, who I used to not really like his acting, but in this episode, it was really good. It was a lot better than previous seasons, which is kind of not really surprised. I mean, it's kind of sad because once he starts to get a better actor, is when they do a job on him and kill him off. Which we'll talk about that in a minute, but. Overall, the acting was good. Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan was phenomenal. I think this was honestly his best episode, to be completely honest. Yeah, definitely was his best episode. I mean, there were some amazing scenes. One scene in particular that was my favorite, which I don't know if everyone says this, but my favorite scene has got to be the goddamn scene between Rick and Negan in the house, and they're fighting. That was just. That was incredible. I was just in love with that scene. The intense music in the background, the bah, 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 like the pulse, like the song music that we had back during the Governor story arc. It was amazing, and just seeing Negan hit Rick and seem defeated, and then Rick fights back. It was incredible. The symbolism in this episode was pretty phenomenal. The dialogue was phenomenal. Everything about it was phenomenal. But I had a few problems. And the only problems that I have are comic book related, which makes you think like, well, then it's not really that bad, because comic book related things are just really for fan service. You can think about it some ways. I don't know, but they're related to the comic book is what I'm trying to say. So there's two things. First of all, the fact that nobody got blown up by a grenade. Now, I know it's like kind of a random thing to say, but remember Heath got blown up by a grenade in the comics. I felt like I was missing that happening, like, because there was no one in Alexandria when the bombs were exploding everything, and the explosions were really nice looking. But I wish at least one character got killed by, or not even killed, just could have blown off. No, they could have killed him. It'd be easier to just kill him. Anyone. It could have been Tobin, Scott, Bruce, fucking any Alexandrian side character that we don't really know much of. I think Bruce would actually have been perfect. Maybe Scott would have been perfect. We had like one episode with Scott in it. Tobin's a little more important than that. And maybe Tobin would have been better to get blown up by it. I don't know. Someone just get blown up by a grenade, and we see the aftermath of that and how they deal with that. Well, obviously it wasn't a grenade. It was the grenade launchers, but still, see someone get killed by that would be really nice. It would really put a touch on it. I mean, it would just be devastating, and I think devastating deaths are satisfying. Which sounds fucked up, but you get the idea. It was something from the comics that I really hope was going to happen in this episode, but it did not, sadly enough. I mean, that's really it on the smaller ones, but then the big one, the one that I am still mad about right now, is Carl's death. Now, I see people saying stuff like Carl's death is ruining the whole show. It's destroyed the show. People can't watch it anymore because of Carl's death. They're, yelling at Gimple, yelling at Chamber Riggs, yelling at everyone for it, saying the show is shit, saying it was the worst decision ever. Calm down, okay? They gotta calm the hell down, all right? I don't agree with doing it, but that doesn't mean that the writers they don't have a good reason for it. Now, I don't know. I don't personally think he has a good reason for it, and I need to wait to see the season to see exactly what was the point of killing off Carl here, because there was really no point of it, in my opinion. And I think it's mainly the comic book fan in me that's really, mad about this, because I love Carl in the comic books. He has some amazing things happen during A New Beginning and the Whisper War and stuff like that. And the fact that we're not getting it is really upsetting, insanely upsetting. But it is no reason to attack Gimple, say the show is shit, say the show has made the worst decision, it's the last straw. That's what they're saying, but it's not, man. Okay, it's one character death. I know, you think he's a big character because he's Rick's son, but when you really think about it, Carl's not that main of a character. He really hasn't had that much of an impact on the storyline as of recent seasons. The only impacts he has are, every now and then he'll have a little story arc for, a couple episodes. But, he's really not in that much of the story. And that's mainly because he's a kid and he was still in school. I mean, now he's obviously he was going to college. He took off a year of college just so he can, film the season. And I don't know, man. I just think that people need to calm down and stop attacking the show writers and stuff like that. Because Gimple, look, I think he made a mistake. I do think he did. I think keeping Carl alive would have been much better. They could have, replaced him and then killed someone off in this episode. They could have killed off Tobin. They could have killed off Tara. They could have killed off tons of other characters. But I just didn't feel like this character death would have fit. And it doesn't. It doesn't fit, because who's gonna replace Carl's position for the story arcs? Enid, Judith. What are we gonna do? A new character? Are they just gonna remove those story arcs? We're gonna remix them? I don't know, but I just would rather Carl take those positions that he has in later stories. I would, because it is just that great. And I'm letting off all the theories that he's possibly lied, because he's not. I'm sorry, he's dead. It's over. He confirmed it, unless they're really trolling us and lying to us. But I believe firmly that he is dead, and we're just gonna have to deal with that. But I'm not stop watching the show or anything just because of one character death. I mean, it's kind of funny. The same people who hated Carl, and said his acting was terrible and all this, are the same people who are complaining about his death. Come on now, calm down. You gotta calm down. It was done well. It was definitely done well, but I feel like he didn't have much story before to really. It doesn't feel right. That's what it does. It doesn't feel right. It feels like a terrible position to do it. And if the actor had to go, I would understand. But then I'm learning that he didn't have to go. He actually wanted to stay. It was Gimple's decision, apparently, which I'm not going to attack him for it. He might have a good reason for it. I don't know, but whatever. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be making another video on this soon. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.